makes you so sick at heart that you can't take part. You can't even passively take part.
A while back, I made a number of videos on Dave Chappelle and the controversy surrounding his latest Netflix special, The Closer, and why I feel it is a fundamentally transphobic piece of stand up. Those videos have received considerable criticism, a lot of dislikes, and I've noticed a lot of angry comments. And I've noticed the common thread among the comments is, well, he's also said and done good things about his supposed transphobic, his trans friend, Daphne Dorman, and that means that he's actually not a transphobe. So you're probably misinterpreting the intention behind his jokes. Now, it would be easy to assume benevolent intention if we knew that the person saying those things is a fundamentally decent guy. Unfortunately, as it turns out, and as I think it should have been obvious watching that special, Dave Chappelle is a colossal asshole in real life. As a human being, he is an asshole. And recently, on near Thanksgiving, he went kind of unannounced to he took his camera crew and he went to his former high school in DC and he spoke to some of the students, which were surprisingly combative. And let's watch the interaction and see exactly why this interaction confirms he is an asshole. And that lends credence to the idea that actually, yes, those jokes were meant to be hurtful to trans people. Because guess what? That's what assholes do, hurt people. And then hide it under the guise of, oh, it was just comedy. So here we go. Yeah, Dave Chappelle made a surprise stop at DC's Duke Ellington Street of the Arts on Tuesday. I'm curious what part of DC this is. I lived in DC, by the way, a year and a half. I graduated from high school there. Now you know. Uh, yeah, some 580 students packed into an auditorium. During a Q&A session, one student stepped to the mic and called Chappelle a bigot, adding, "I'm 16 and I think you're childish," and handled it like a child. No apologies. Chappelle responded, as recalled the next day by the students, "My friend, with all due respect, I don't believe you could make one of the decisions I have to make on a given day." Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? This is like the CEO excuse, like, oh, I make all these important decisions that no one else can make. That's why I deserve my, $500 million uh, annual bonus. Come on. Come on, give me a friggin' break. Uh, and he's comparing himself, a man in his 40s, with 16-year-old kids. I mean, come on. This is ridiculous. What makes you think that that 16-year-old, when he's the same age as Dave Chappelle, is not going to be able to make those same decisions? This is just so pathetic. Um, yeah, that peeved some students who were hoping for an apology or some semblance of one from Chappelle. In response to another antagonistic question, Chappelle roughly told the student body of artists, "I'm better than every instrumentalist, artist, no matter what art you do in high school. Right now, I'm better than all of you. I'm sure that will change. I'm sure you'll be household names soon." So he's kind of trying to gloss over what he first said with this last statement, but come on. How on earth do you step onto a stage and say, like, "I'm just better than all of you 16 and 15-year-olds"? This is so childish, so petulant. He's actually acting more immature than the children themselves. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. The students recalled that another student in the audience shouted at him, "Your comedy kills." And Chappelle shot back, "N-word are killed every day." He then asked, "The media's not here, right?" Uh, you know, obviously a statement like "your comedy kills" is not in the sense that what Dave Chappelle said in that special will get a trans person killed. But what it does do is that it generates, and this is the problem with hate speech. Hate speech doesn't kill in itself. And you hear all these alt-right dipshits always argue, and alt-light and intellectual dark web people always say like, well, no, but words don't hurt anyone. It's your job to grow a thicker skin and not let words offend you. But if we live in an environment where words that are designed to be hurtful, not words necessarily, but statements about other people, especially on issues that they have no control over, like their race, like their sexual identity, etc. Those things are done deliberately. And if you create a society in which people are free to just say that, then it naturally follows that some people will take that to a different extreme, to a violent extreme. Uh, and the result of that is a society in which you have hate crimes and hate killings. If you normalize all of this, so yeah, uh, yeah. He said he responded by saying, "Oh, if anything, Dave is putting the school on the map." Um, Two students who spoke to Playboy, good choice, guys, said they were afraid to speak up at the assembly because Chappelle often laughed at students' questions or responded with jokes. At one point, after a student left the assembly room, Chappelle singled her out by saying, "Of course she left early." This is just bullying. Like you're a freaking adult in your late 40s and you're bullying. This is I'm sorry, you can't read this. If you were the kind of person who was criticizing me for my videos on Dave Chappelle and for calling him out for being a transphobe, and you argued that he was doing it, to help people understand each other, some bullshit like that. Come on, read this and tell me with a straight face that this is not the behavior of a childish, petulant, self-absorbed, narcissistic asshole, because that's exactly what it is. Um, yeah. So, oh, this was very interesting. Students had to lock their phones in special pouches beforehand to prevent recordings. This is crazy. Um, this is crazy. Like, why are you afraid of debate? Why are you afraid of making a fool of yourself? Uh, I'm genuinely curious, because if his whole crew went there and tried to film this, I wonder what he's going to come out with now. He's going to come out with some video sort of showing him uh, owning the kids with facts, owning Dave Chappelle owns high school kids with facts and logic. Total Ben Shapiro move. The difference is Ben Shapiro actually allows people to film him. So I mean, he doesn't go on debates that much because he's a freaking coward. Um, but at least in universities, he does go. Uh, this is sad. Um, yeah. No hard feelings. Chappelle seemed to soften up as he wound down. Yada yada yada. His whole tone changed. He said, "This is my family, and whether they know it or not, I love these kids." Right. You basically went for a photo op or a video op that went horribly off the rails. Uh, Sim said that Chappelle was expecting forgiveness from students, not to offer an apology of his own. The school postponed an event to name its theater after him amid concern about students' reactions to his special. He said the kids deserve an F for forgiveness, but give them some space to grow. They're going to say things that are immature. What the hell? What the hell? This guy is just... I'm sorry. I'll repeat what I just said again. If you were the kind of person who saw my previous videos and genuinely thought that he was doing these jokes without malice, without the intention of actually hurting trans people or gay people or women or everyone else he's offended, and it's all in the sake of good fun and good humor, and humor will bring us together, yada yada yada. This is the behavior of someone who did everything out of malice. Okay? He did it out of malice because he's an asshole, and that's what assholes do. So I want to close this Dave Chappelle arc once and for all with this absolute gem of a piece that proves without shadow of a doubt that everything I said about him in the 2 or 3 videos that I made is absolutely true. So now I expect an apology from people who were, who gave him the benefit of the doubt of not knowing if he was doing it out of malice or out of good intentions. I deserve an apology now. So I look forward to the people who complained in my previous videos. The comment section is all yours. The apologies can begin now. So thanks again for watching this video. Please like, please share. Most importantly, please subscribe, and I will see you next time.